Yeah, it was my choice. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I just kind of told my team, like, I'm gonna just say the truth, and that's it.
You know, he's strong. You know, he has a good left hook. You know, and you know, one time he opened up. You know, I cracked him, and he didn't open up at all.
It didn't look like he was training. Ryan didn't train for that fight.
You don't think so? Why?
I don't think so. Ryan didn't train. He didn't train for that fight.
Ryan Garcia dropped a bombshell after his loss to Rolly Romero, revealing he wasn't mentally ready to fight but was pushed into the ring by his team. "I tried to fight through it, but found myself very off after the year layoff," he admitted. Moreover, he has hinted towards his early retirement plans. Garcia opened up about his struggles during his time away from boxing, saying the year was tough and took a toll on him. Despite his clear head now, he hinted that the decision to fight wasn't fully his. "I'm extremely disappointed," he added, suggesting he stepped in the ring when he knew deep down he shouldn't have.
Just found myself very off after the year layoff. You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say.
His emotional admission painted a picture of a boxer battling more than just his opponent. Shock rippled through the boxing community, with Lou DiBella expressing disbelief. "Rolly outboxing Ryan was not a scenario I saw coming." After a full year outside the ring, Garcia was immediately thrown into a high-stakes clash against Romero, a move many in the boxing world found reckless. Bill Haney voiced his confusion on X, posting, "Congratulations to Devin, Rolly, and Teo for an iconic night of boxing 3-0. Meanwhile, in other news, Oscar, 0-3. "I'm still extremely puzzled how Ryan hasn't fired De La Hoya for putting him in the ring. No PEDs. Clean against Rolly." Garcia's own comments confirmed he wasn't ready. Yet, those around him seemed more concerned with business than health. Critics now question Oscar De La Hoya's judgment, claiming Ryan was set up to fail. The aftermath has left fans wondering if Garcia will finally break away from a team that appears to have betrayed him. Despite Ryan Garcia's emotional breakdown and clear signs he wasn't prepared, Oscar De La Hoya still insists the loss wasn't devastating, showing little accountability. Oscar brushed off criticism and claimed this fight wasn't devastating at all, adding, "Ryan knows what he has to do." His comments sparked outrage among fans and boxing insiders who felt Garcia was set up for failure. After being pushed into a dangerous fight following a year-long layoff, many expected De La Hoya to admit fault. Instead, his audacity to downplay the outcome only fueled more backlash over how poorly Garcia has been managed.
You know,
How devastating?
he'll live to see another day. That's it.
How devastating of a loss is this for Ryan, man?
Not devastating at all. At all.
Why?
Win 12 rounds. He knows he's way better than that. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do. So.
Do you think the Devin Haney fight probably off the table? Do you think that, or
It'll be back.
how do you?
It has to happen.
How do you think Devin looked out there, man?
Gun shy. Literally, he was running. I mean, he was scared to me.
Yeah.
Scared of getting hit.
Bob Arum recently dropped a bombshell regarding Ryan Garcia's return to the ring, criticizing both the fighter's promotion and management for allowing him to face Rolly Romero after a year-long hiatus. Arum pointed out that the lack of proper planning was a key factor in Garcia's disappointing performance. He argued that after a long layoff, Garcia should have taken a tune-up fight before stepping into the ring with someone as tough as Romero. According to Arum, many promoters and fighters get sidetracked by the allure of big money fights, leading to decisions that are more financially motivated than strategically sound. "A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight and then move to a Romero or a Haney," Arum explained, emphasizing the importance of building momentum gradually. Arum's remarks are a reminder of how crucial it is for boxers to stay prepared and for promoters to be mindful of a fighter's well-being and readiness. He further criticized the sport for its tendency to rush fighters into major bouts, potentially compromising their careers. This critique sheds light on the broader issues of boxing matchmaking, where financial incentives can sometimes outweigh strategic planning, resulting in mismatches and unexpected outcomes. Arum further highlighted how even top fighters like Devin Haney struggled after long layoffs, noting how Haney looked out of sync in his fight with Jose Ramirez after a year off. He also criticized the matchmaking in Garcia's case, saying that it was poor judgment to throw him into such a tough fight immediately. "Bad matchmaking is a huge part of this game," Arum remarked, stressing the importance of astute matchmakers in boxing. His comments revealed a deeper concern for the management of young talent, urging caution before making such high-stakes decisions.
This is a lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money, and they don't make really good decisions. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight, and then, you know, then you move to a Romero or even a Haney or so forth. You don't go right in after a year. You know, look at Haney. Haney looked terrible with Ramirez because he hadn't fought in a year.
Did he seem to be gun shy? Did he seem to be worried about taking another big shot?
Who's that?
David Haney, with the way that he was moving around the ring.
Absolutely. You see that? I mean, you know, I don't know how he scored because it's hard to tell. But, you know, who's going to want to see Haney fight if he fights that way?
You want to see the rematch? After what? Yeah.
What do you think about Teofimo Lopez? His performance?
He did okay. I mean, he did okay. But he knew he was in with Barboza, who can't break an egg. You know, Barboza's fought so many fights for us. I don't think he's had one knockout. You know, so Teofimo could show his whole arsenal.
Ryan Garcia has been very open about the mental health struggles he's faced, shedding light on a deeply personal journey. In a candid interview, he revealed how he struggled with anxiety and panic attacks since he was 17. He described how, at one point, he became obsessed with the idea that he was seriously ill, turning into a true hypochondriac. His focus deteriorated and his fears spiraled. Eventually, Garcia realized that he needed help. "I just kept going through that, more panic attacks, and I couldn't breathe half the time," he said, reflecting on the overwhelming impact. Rather than hiding his struggles, Garcia made a bold choice to be transparent about his mental health. He chose to tell the truth rather than offer a fabricated excuse like a shoulder injury. "It was my choice," he said, noting that he didn't discuss this decision with his team beforehand. Despite the backlash, he stood by his decision, explaining that being honest was the first step toward healing. "Talk to the right people, talk to yourself, and understand you're not alone," he advised, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness and reaching out for support. His bravery in sharing his vulnerability has opened a dialogue about mental health in boxing, a sport where such discussions are often avoided. Ryan's openness could inspire others to seek help and be more candid about their own struggles.
It just was a time, obviously, and learning more about.
You go to therapy?
Yeah, I was going to therapy, and I took all the steps that I just wanted to get better, so I took every step that you could.
And who advised you to be so open about it? Because I'm sure your team was like, let's just say it's a shoulder injury, let's not talk about mental health, because again, you're the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Was it your choice?
Yeah, it was my choice. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I just kind of told my team, like, I'm gonna just say the truth, and that's it. And we'll see.
And you still got backlash after that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Of course, because there's people that have like this idea
on social media.
Well, because they really want me to, like, you know, I'm just easy to pick on, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, this kid.
Like he has everything.
Yeah.
What do you mean mental health?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't understand. Like,
Yeah,
that
no,
stuff,
crazy.
But
You're
stuff
still a
doesn't
human
equal
being
happiness.
first.
But the
you know?
thing is, I've struggled with it since I was 17. It was something new. It just got to, like, a place where, and I don't even know how it truly happened, but because I had just won the biggest fight of my life.
Which fight was that?
Was Luke Campbell, right after I knocked him out.
Huge fight.
And I was on top of the world. Like, I mean, my social media numbers were even crazier than it is now, and it's
Was there
crazy
big growth
now.
from that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. But
was it the pressure? Is that what got to you?
no, I got to, like, I just got so lost. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. I just kind of like being in a maze and you don't know where to go. Like, I just couldn't keep my focus on anything, and then I just kept on thinking I was sick. I came to, like, I became like a true hypochondriac to the point where I was like, yo, I got a problem for sure. Like, and then I just kept going through that, and then more panic attacks, and I couldn't breathe half the time.
So how'd you get out of it?
Talk to the right people.
Talk to the right people.
First of all, talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And say this is an issue.
Exactly, being honest with yourself, the truth, and then conversations with people and understanding that other people have went through a similar situation. It kind of eases off that thing. I'm alone in a way. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Both Mike Tyson and Derek Jeter expressed their disappointment in Ryan Garcia's performance after his loss to Rolly Romero. During a live discussion, Derek was blunt, saying, Ryan didn't train for that fight. He pointed out that Garcia's preparation appeared lacking, especially after a long year off. Tyson, though more reserved, agreed with Derek's assessment, showing concern over Garcia's readiness. Derek emphasized that while Garcia might not have fully committed to the training camp, Rolly Romero deserved credit for his performance. Their candid remarks reflect a growing consensus that Garcia's failure to train properly played a significant role in his defeat, and the fight highlighted the importance of preparation in such high-stakes bouts.
50-50. What about taking a rough rematch? World-class professional boxing. We'll see you all there. Thank you for coming.
A dance partner that makes sense. Rolly don't make sense.
No.
Not really. I mean, what is he known for? Getting beat, and then not looking so good. Like, he's been on a kind of a downward spiral. He doesn't even look very confident about this fight. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm always on Rolly's team, but it just doesn't look so good right now. But but hell, I'm going to tune in. Hopefully, he can pull up an upset and actually give a good fight. I just haven't seen him in one in a long time.
Teddy Atlas breaks down Ryan Garcia's return to the ring against Rolly Romero, offering an insightful take on both fighters. Rolly, he points out, gets another opportunity to prove himself with a huge fight and another payday. Atlas acknowledges Garcia as a fighter who's matured over time, noting that he's become quieter and more focused on just fighting. While Atlas jokes about Rolly potentially having leverage behind the scenes to secure these fights, he respects his fighting spirit and acknowledges that the fighter has found more stability in himself. Atlas is candid about Garcia's past, where he often seemed to struggle with self-doubt and made questionable decisions that raised eyebrows. However, if he has truly conquered his inner demons and gained the confidence he needed, Atlas believes he has the potential to win big. Rolly, according to Atlas, possesses the necessary tools: talent, technique, and style to dominate. This return to the ring could be his chance to showcase those attributes, particularly if he's found his belief and clarity as a fighter. While the outcome remains uncertain, Atlas suggests that Rolly could handle this and future challenges if he's truly at his best.
To the ring versus Rolly Romero. Rolly gets another crack at it, another huge fight, another payday.
Does Rolly, hey, look, I'm kidding. I like him. He's a fighter. I like him. He's a fighter, and he's gotten a little more humble. He's quieted down. He just fights now. I like him. But let me ask you a question, bud, okay? Again, because I think people, if anything, they could hate me, they could like me, they could tolerate me, but they know I'm going to say what I think. And maybe what they're thinking, but they can't say. But does he have pictures on somebody? Because he keeps getting these fights. He loses the big ones, and he gives his all. I'm not knocking him, but he loses the big ones, and then he comes up and gets a big fight where obviously it passes somebody else up on a line that probably thinks, hey, wait a minute, I've been winning. I've been winning over here, and I'm not getting this shot. This guy loses when he gets them, and he gets another one. Like, what the? Like, what the heck? What the heck?
You go back to when he was fighting on Showbox. He fought a guy from a Dominican kid named Jackson Marinas. I thought he lost that fight. I was live at the fight in Vegas versus Ishmael Barossa. Tony Weeks gives him a gift, stops the fight. Horrible stoppage. He loses to Pitbull Cruz, to your point, to Tank Davis, and here he is again. He could talk. He could sell, right? He's got a mouthpiece on him.
And he's got Al Heyman. He's got Al Heyman. Al Heyman has helped him.
Yeah, most importantly. And an exciting style, right? He does come forward. He is strong, and he engages. So, in this fight...
he's kind of... Sometimes he's kamikaze, but yeah, he goes and... he comes and he comes and he puts it forward and he leaves it.
Rolly Romero's win over Ryan Garcia is being viewed as a major wake-up call for fighters and coaches alike. The fight highlighted the importance of discipline, preparation, and consistency, qualities that can't be overlooked in boxing. a sport often referred to as the sweet science. Coaches who are focused on technique and strategy, from footwork to hand placement, would likely find Garcia's approach frustrating. Ryan's reliance on his left hook is well known, but during the fight he seemed to go through stretches of inactivity, failing to throw enough punches between key moments. This lack of consistency gave Rolly an edge. Ryan Garcia's reaction to his loss against Rolly Romero was a testament to his maturity and class. Despite the crushing defeat, Garcia remained composed and gracious, congratulating Romero for his victory. His response earned praise from fans and analysts alike, with many applauding his ability to handle the situation with dignity. Ryan Garcia showing a lot of class in defeat, congratulating Rolly Romero and making no excuses, one observer tweeted, acknowledging how rare it is for fighters to accept loss without deflecting blame. Instead of shifting focus to his struggles or issues leading up to the fight, Garcia showed respect for his opponent and the sport. His calmness in the face of adversity highlighted a level of emotional intelligence, leaving a positive impression despite the unfavorable outcome. The official scorecards from the Ryan Garcia vs. Rolly Romero fight on May 2nd, 2025, have sparked significant controversy. Judges scored the bout 115-112, 115-112, and 118-109, all in favor of Romero, despite Garcia's early knockdown and a lackluster performance. Garcia, returning after a year-long suspension, struggled to find his rhythm and landed only 54 punches over 12 rounds, one of the lowest outputs recorded by CompuBox. The disparity between the judges' scores has led many to question the fairness of the decision. Some argue that the scoring did not accurately reflect the dynamics of the fight, where Garcia appeared hesitant and less aggressive. This outcome has fueled debates about potential biases and the integrity of judging in boxing. While Romero's victory was decisive, the scoring has left fans and analysts alike calling for greater transparency and consistency in the sport's officiating. The controversy surrounding the scorecards adds another layer of complexity to Garcia's loss and raises important questions about the standards of judging in professional boxing.
A welterweight in Ryan Garcia threw just over 200 punches. All right. Now, we have heavyweight fights. We have heavyweight fights like Joe Joyce versus Filip Hrgovic, which I think were double that in a 10-round fight, and they're heavyweights, big heavyweights. I don't know what happened here. I really don't. What I will say with Rolly, right? I've said with Rolly before, and I picked Ryan Garcia massively to win this fight. Rolly has never impressed me in the slightest. In fact, I never understood why anyone thought this guy was anyway decent. I thought he lost the fight earlier in his career. I can't remember the guy's name he was in there with, but it was a very dubious decision. He looked, well, against Ishmael Barroso, a guy who was officially 40, but let's be real, was probably closer to 50. He looked terrible in that fight. He got dropped in that fight. He got stopped at one punch by Tank Davis. He got the living crap beat out of him by Pitbull last year, so much so that when they interviewed him in the post-fight, he sounded just completely incoherent and out of it because he was probably concussed in that fight. And I just thought, like, this is tailor-made for Ryan Garcia. He's got the easiest fight out of them all. It's just tailor-made for him. And I thought we would see one of these three guys, Teofimo Lopez, and his fight with Barbosa was probably the most entertaining fight of the three main events. And that wasn't a great fight. It was good, but it wasn't great. This, I don't know what it was. Was it something to do with the fact that it was in Times Square? The atmosphere was not what I was expecting.
After Ryan Garcia's loss, many began questioning whether a potential rematch with Devin Haney would still take place. Doubts lingered about whether Garcia could bounce back and secure a future showdown. However, Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan's promoter, swiftly confirmed that the rematch is still on track and that the recent results wouldn't affect the plans. Oscar reassured fans that Ryan's ambition and determination to take on Haney remained strong. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis, another rising star in the lightweight division, showed his support for Ryan Garcia. He boldly stated that Garcia is capable of knocking out Devin Haney in a rematch, expressing confidence in Ryan's abilities despite the loss. Keyshawn's comments suggest that he believes Garcia can overcome the setbacks and prove himself as one of the top fighters in the division. Despite the controversy surrounding Garcia's recent defeat, Keyshawn emphasized that the fight with Devin Haney is still on, and it will undoubtedly draw massive attention. "It doesn't matter now," he said. "Ryan is going to fight Devin, and everyone will be watching that." The fight between Garcia and Haney remains one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing, with fans eager to see how it unfolds. After Rolly Romero's win, his promotion went wild, claiming that Rolly is now the true champion and that Tank Davis's resume is nothing. They confidently declared that Tank's time is over, aiming to shift the spotlight onto Romero's achievement. The bold statements have sparked intense debate, with some fans questioning the legitimacy of the claim, while others believe Rolly's victory marks a changing of the guard in the lightweight division. Whether Rolly can back up the hype in future bouts remains to be seen, but for now, his promotion is riding high on the victory.
Who's became a champ? Rolly became a champ. Tank resume is gold.
Oh,
I'm telling you, they're gonna go crazy. They gonna go
he
crazy.
did this to him. He did this to him. So what that say about it? Oh man, I can hear it now.
How about this? Every time they put Ryan Garcia in position to win a belt, he fucks up.
Damn.
Listen,
Damn. And if you say every time they put position in Rolly, he went.
Crazy. Crazy, bro. Rolly is about. Look at Devin.
Look at Devin. Look at Devin.
He shook his head because he upset. He gotta be disappointed.
There goes my fight.
He about to see the bag get down.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.